Hello, I'm Brian Downs. This is A Republic If You Can Keep It. I'm coming to you from Orlando, Florida on April 23rd, 2025. And today, our video is from the incompetence entry regarding the second Trump administration. Yes, we're talking about Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and his astonishing naivete. Pete Hegseth, of course, was never qualified to be Secretary of Defense. Trump picked him the way Trump picks people for their mindless, senseless loyalty. He was squeaked through the approval process by Trump's yes men in Congress. Typically, a Secretary of Defense spends at least a decade as an admiral or a general. Pete Hegseth never spent a single day with a star on his shoulder. And here we are. Fortunately, he is so absolutely blazingly incompetent that he has covered himself with shame almost instantly. And in a way, we may be grateful that it's cost no American lives so far. We are talking about Signalgate 1 and now Signalgate 2. In Signalgate 2, it has been revealed that Secretary of Defense Hegseth used Signal from the App Store to communicate sensitive information about combat operations to his wife and his brother. Now, I imagine that Secretary Hegseth is going to say, well, what's the problem? I trust my wife and my brother. Well, the first problem, of course, is that using Signal from the App Store instead of the vast and complex array of secure communications that have been built for the use of the American military and are overseen by members of the American military. But problem number two, you can't trust your wife and your brother. You are the Secretary of Defense of the United States of America. This means that there are teams of intelligence professionals whose one job all day long is to figure out what you're doing and thinking. Who are they going to target? You and the people close to you. And it's not that someone shows up on the lawn, knocks on the door and says, hey, Mrs. Hegseth, I'm from Chinese intelligence and I'm here to make America submit. No. What happens is they send a third party, someone who isn't obviously from Chinese or Russian intelligence or any number of other foreign actors, criminal cartels and terrorist organizations. No. They send this person who says, what we want is peace. My organization just wants to see less violence in the world, and boy, if we knew more about what's going on with the American Secretary of Defense, it would take a lot of the guesswork out of our own defense planning. It would reduce the chances of a bad guess or a misunderstanding leading to violence, loss of life, war. Or perhaps they come along and say, hey, you know what we are? We're an NGO who wants to help children who are trapped in war zones. And if we just had a little bit of inside information, we could save lives. Or they come along and say, hey, you know what we are? We're a financial services company, and if we just had a little bit of inside information about how military operations might cause changes in financial markets, we'd be in a terrific position to buy, sell a few clicks of a button, nobody gets hurt. Oh, by the way, we'd like to put $100,000 into your daughter or your niece's or your nephew's Harvard account. So if you think you can trust the people closest to you, you are hopelessly naive, like a wandering child. This is Information Security 101. And perhaps Secretary Hegseth doesn't know anything about information security. Perhaps he doesn't know anything about how espionage has been conducted since the Bronze Age. But he's Secretary of Defense. He has access to literally dozens, hundreds of experts in these fields, experts in secure communications, people whose job it is all day long to make sure that the United States of America is not laying absolutely vulnerable and undefended to its enemies in the information war. You could have gone to those people and said, walk me through this. Help me set up secure communications. Give me some advice about who I can trust and who I can't. And they would have explained it to you, you child. So, only one more item, only one more thing on the list. Only one more reason that Secretary of Defense Hegseth would resign his position if he had a scrap of decency or self-awareness. Only one more fact that proves that he should never have been nominated in the first place, and that President Trump is unfit for his office when he brings a man like this into a position of power.